What's up, Corn Belters fans, and welcome to the Corn Crib. My name is Jeff Hager, and this is our first edition of Riding the Pine. Today I'm joined with Corn Belters outfielder Cameron Monger. And Cameron, this is your first year here in Normal. How have your experiences been so far with the organization?
So far so good. Went on a nice little 9-game winning streak pretty early on in the season, and I think we've already gelled together as a team, so I think that's a big plus.
And as leadoff hitter for the Corn Belters, you have several opportunities to get on base. Right now, you are leading the entire Frontier League with 14 stolen bases. You've yet to get caught stealing. What makes you so dangerous out on the base paths?
I'm one of the older guys, so been around it long enough and been able to kind of pick up on some little things that help me get some good jumps. And it helps when you got some dangerous hitters at the plate. You get a little more off-speed pitches to run on, and it's just a good way that our offensive flows right now.
And last season, you spent the entire year with the Frontier Grays. And for the Corn Belters fans who aren't familiar with the Grays do, they are a travel team within the Frontier League where you spend every single game of the season on the road. So what was it like living on the road for the entire baseball season?
Honestly, it wasn't that bad. At this point in professional baseball, you're used to living out of a suitcase, and trades happen all the time, releases happen all the time. You're used to jumping on the fly and changing where you're going. So, thankfully the league has the mandatory Monday off day. Without that, it'd be a lot tougher, but with that, it made it pretty easy.
So after you wrap up a season, since like here at the Corn Belters, a lot of players will go back to their host families or they'll go back to an apartment. What did you guys do? Did you guys spend another night in the hotel, or did you go right to your next destination?
Yeah, typically we had an apartment back in Highland, which was close to the St. Louis area. So we would go there and have our off day just like any other group. Try and get out to the lake, try and relax a little bit, and just get ready for the next series.
And what was your favorite and least favorite part of living on the road?
Favorite part was meal money every day, so the cash never hurts. Least favorite part was our record. I'll leave it at that.
So this is your first season here in Normal. What kind of impact does it have as a player having a home field where you play half of your games during the season and you get to play in front of a home audience? What kind of impact does it have on you as a player?
The biggest impact as a player, I think, is just having a home routine. Being able to go to the local coffee shop or go down the street, grab some lunch, and not have to be going on the exact 3:30, 4:30 bus time to the field. So you're kind of free to have a little bit of some freedom, I guess, to say. And to me, that's huge. I can come out here and take some extra swings, whereas on the road, you're limited to what all you can do.
Okay. And so you grew up in Texas,
yes,
where the weather is a lot more mild than it is here during the winter. So
yes.
What kind of advantages would you say growing up in an area like Texas where you can go outside, you can play baseball year round, versus those kids that grow up here in the Midwest or up in the Pacific Northwest where it's cold, from October all the way through April, where you got to take all of your cuts in a batting cage, you got to be inside. What kind of advantages does it give you as a player to be able to be outside all season long?
Yeah, it's a huge advantage. I feel bad for my folks up in the New England area that got hammered with snow, and some guys were seeing a field for the first time in spring training. But just like anything else, the more you practice at it, the better you're going to get. So down south we have more opportunities to get on fields. There's more fields readily available, batting cages, whatever it is. So looking back, obviously growing up in Texas, definitely had some sway in me being a baseball player, maybe not a hockey player or something different, where you've got the opportunity to, if you feel like practicing the game you love, you can find a way to do it.
Okay. So now it's time for some fun questions.
All right.
So we are about a month into the season. What is your favorite place to visit here in Bloomington Normal, and why?
Favorite place to visit in Bloomington Normal would have to be Dunkin' Donuts.
Dunkin', why is that?
I'm a coffee addict. I usually make my own coffee at the house. But sometimes I run out, and that's pretty much an automatic go-to spot for me.
So no Starbucks or
You know,
Einstein's.
it's not that it's not good. It's a economic decision on my behalf.
Okay, that makes
So
sense.
Dunkin' Donuts got the 99-cent happy hour going, and as much as I drink coffee, that's a little bit easier on the wallet.
That makes a lot of sense. Once the baseball season is completed, what is a typical offseason for you?
Typical off season for me is I just go home, try and locate a job as quickly as I can, make about as much money as I can, and prepare for the next season. Whether it's making sure I've number one got a secure place to play, and then at that point it's all about training and finding that balance of work, baseball, and personal life.
Okay. Do you have a favorite baseball team?
Absolutely. I live 2 miles from the Texas Rangers ballpark, so
Okay. Spend a lot of time there.
yeah.
When you can.
Went to the very first game at the newer ballpark in Arlington as a little kid, so probably seen over 100 games at the yard there. So big
Who's
time
your
Rangers
all-time
fan.
favorite player?
All-time favorite player, man, that's tough. Originally, it was Sandy Alomar Jr., catcher for the Indians, because when I first started playing baseball, I was a catcher, and my little league team was the Indians. So that was a natural fit back when Manny Ramirez was with them. But now I find an appreciation for any guy that is a good teammate and solid work ethic. That's what I look for here. Guys like Adrian Beltre be a good example, I think.
Great. If we were to look at your Instagram account, what would we find?
You would find a ton of workout posts. Me and a couple of buddies are in the process of putting together a company where we're going to help people with the mental side of sports and fitness and general wellness. So I just, as part of practicing for myself and just looking for ideas, started tracking my gym endeavors, and sitting at 170 days in a row right now.
So you post every day?
Every day, yep.
What kind of pictures? Just weights?
Whatever it is for the day. Nothing too crazy. Usually mix in yoga once or twice a week.
Okay.
So those are always some fun to get into some crazy yoga poses, or just whatever I was doing that day. A lot of times I got to find a way to do it myself if I'm there alone. But it's been nice with the team here. There's always a couple other guys at the gym, and they're more than happy to help me out.
Okay. What about your Twitter account?
Twitter account, you're going to see the same gym posts, and then I like to tweet post game, just kind of an insight of how the game felt to me, perspective from my eyes, what I saw. So that's kind of the generic post that I have. Nothing too crazy.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Cameron, for your time. Again, this is Corn Belters outfielder Cameron Monger. The Corn Belters will wrap up this weekend series against the Lake Erie Crushers before heading out on a 6-game road trip, beginning with a midweek series against the Windy City Thunderbolts, and they will close it out with a weekend series in Joliet against the Slammers. The Corn Belters will be back in action at the Corn Crib on Tuesday, June 30th for a 4-game series over the course of 3 days, beginning with a doubleheader on that Tuesday. Thank you for coming out to the Corn Crib today, and enjoy the game. This has been Riding the Pine. I'm Jeff Hager.